She's jealous of AOC. She believes she was the founding liberal. She's from San Francisco. She's the and they, think of this, right. AOC has more followers than Pelosi. When AOC got elected to Congress, remember, she won, and I'll get the number wrong, she only won and only had to have like 20,000 votes. No, it was a tiny amount of votes, right? yeah. But here she is, and she has a name brand, and she had more followers than Pelosi. She was giving Pelosi problems. So what did the Speaker of the House do? Had a meeting with her, and then took a picture. Yeah. You know who put the picture out? Not AOC, Pelosi. Because she believes AOC is stronger. And then look at this. In the last election, Pelosi's saying she's going to win 15 seats. She got the number right, the party wrong. It's the first time since '94 no Republican lost, and we beat 15 Democrats. But the interesting part is there is only one wing of the Democratic Party that grew. Pelosi has a 5-seat majority. The smallest has been in 100 years. But the Cori Bush, the AOC, the Tlaibs, the Omars, that wing, the socialist wing of the party, grew stronger. Mm-hmm. They won, and Pelosi lost.
What's it like for you as a Republican congressman in this crazy state? Just going around as a conservative in blue California.
You know what's interesting? If I'm on a plane and I'm flying to Florida, there's people who want my autograph, applaud me. In Texas, they'll cheer me. Yeah. In California, New York, they'll yell at me, right? Yeah. But that's okay. That's okay. What's happening is something I haven't seen in quite some time. Look, in California, we've had Republicans and Democrats who have managed this state. And I firmly believe if we could change the top two system, I know why people wanted to put in the top two system. I never supported it. But the top two system takes us away from having a debate about ideas. So what's happening in the top two system, we're not getting the very best people to run. Because think about this. One of the most popular governors in the country is a guy named Baker in Massachusetts. He's a Republican. Mm-hmm. Do you know there's not one Republican congressman from Massachusetts? It's overwhelmingly Democrat, but they re-elect this governor. Maryland, right? But what's happening in California, you're not getting the quality people to run because the top two, people think there's not enough Republicans. But if we let the parties decide on at least all the constitutional offices, you would have a debate of ideas. And I truly believe in California, people would want to check and balance. That the legislature is so far, it's not democratic, it's socialist, right? Mm-hmm. This wing has gone so far that they would want to check and balance that if they got out of control, they have somebody in governor who would veto the bill. I think a Republican could win governor each and every time in California. I think an attorney general Republican could win. Target closes their stores in San Francisco. Neiman Marcus, they just run it. Yep. And why? These are the Democratic policies that have now been implemented because they won the majorities. Now we're seeing the outcome. That is why the pendulum will swing.
Why do you think Democrats can't seem to associate the people that they vote for and the policies they vote for the bad stuff that happens? Like all the people in San Francisco right now that are watching the Neiman Marcus video that we played it on the show, and just people running into Walmart and into Walgreens. I think 17 Walgreens closed in the San Francisco area, just stealing stuff. And then you've got the DA that won't prosecute, and then now we've got the former San Francisco DA is now in Los Angeles. I mean, it's the swamp. It's a mini swamp that we've got here in California. But for some reason, people can't seem to realize, if you keep voting in the same party and things keep going wrong, that there's maybe a connection there to the people you're voting in. Is it the sun? It's the weather, right? It fries everybody.
No, what I think it's a combination. I don't think these are the Democrats of old. I mean, if you study history in LA,
I wrote the book.
Yeah, there were Democrats who weren't crazy. There were Democrats who were conservative, right? If you took Jerry Brown's father, if you compare Jerry Brown, who I think is liberal, compared to Gavin, he seemed more conservative. But what I found now is they have shifted. They have become a socialist Marxist idea, and that wing of the party has become more powerful. And the moderate wing of the party is afraid, and they can't win anymore.
Are you surprised how quickly they folded? That's one of the things I'm just focused on all the time. I don't think in his heart of hearts that Chuck Schumer is a true, radical leftist, or even Nancy Pelosi. I don't really think that
he's afraid of it.
No, yeah, maybe she is.
Pelosi
yeah,
is.
Okay.
But Pelosi actually gets.
I say that with no love for her. That was like trying to give a little bit of credit. That I don't think she's over the top AOC, but.
You know what?
They're afraid.
She's jealous of AOC. She believes she was the founding liberal. She's from San Francisco. She's the and they, think of this, right. AOC has more followers than Pelosi. When AOC got elected to Congress, remember, she won, and I'll get the number wrong, she only won and only had to have like 20,000 votes. No, it was a tiny amount of votes, right? Yeah. But here she is, and she has a name brand, and she had more followers than Pelosi. She was giving Pelosi problems. So what did the Speaker of the House do? Had a meeting with her, and then took a picture. Yeah. You know who put the picture out? Not AOC, Pelosi. Because she believes AOC is stronger. And then look at this. In the last election, Pelosi's saying she's going to win 15 seats. She got the number right, the party wrong. It's the first time since '94 no Republican lost, and we beat 15 Democrats. But the interesting part is there is only one wing of the Democratic Party that grew. Pelosi has a 5-seat majority. The smallest has been in 100 years. But the Cori Bush, the AOC, the Tlaibs, the Omars, that wing, the socialist wing of the party, grew stronger. Mm-hmm. They won, and Pelosi lost.
So how do you take the House back?
Oh, we take the House back exactly what we did in the last election, okay? And you've got to analyze it. In the last election, had we not had COVID, Trump would have won re-election, okay? Any historical factor that you go through, pandemics, the leaders normally have a challenge. The Senate, we really thought Republicans would win. And think about that. You only needed 1 seat to win in Georgia. Right. You had 2 and you lost.
Yeah.
People could call malpractice on that, right? Because think about it. If you run...
You trying to get me booted from YouTube?
No. But if you run as a Republican in Georgia, you start with a 4-point advantage. Yeah. Okay? In the House, everyone believed we'd lose 15 seats. Even our own pollsters thought we'd lose. But think about this. We win in 2010. We beat 63 Democrats. Not every incumbent wins. So in this last election, with all the wind against us, every single incumbent wins, but we beat 15 Democrats. Every Democrat lost to a Republican woman or a Republican minority. We elected more Republican women than any time in the history of the party. Okay? So now, only 2 times in the history of the country has the party in power, meaning whoever controlled the White House, lose the White House and gain seats in the House. 1892 and 1992, and both times they won the majority 2 years later. Okay. 31,731 votes. That's how short we came up from winning the majority, out of more than 152 million. So what really happened, there was about 4 or 5 seats. I didn't have enough money we didn't to play in, and we lost by less than 2 points. People didn't quite see what was happening at the silent majority. That's why when you talk about, can we win the recall in California? Yes, I don't care what the pollsters say, because momentum. The next election is going to be big, right? Because all of these things about defunding the police, they're all these Democrat policies that are now going in place, we're seeing the outcome, the wokeism, the open border, the inflation. Where we're going to have the biggest victory? School boards. We haven't been paying attention for the last 20 years. Critical race theory goes against everything Martin Luther King has ever told us. Don't judge us by the color of our skin. And now they're embracing it, right? They're going backwards. And the interesting part here is, okay, something else is happening, not just an election, and it'll be a national election for Congress. What history says is the party in power, whoever wins the White House on the first off-year election loses 27 seats. We lost 40, Obama lost 63. So and they have a 5-seat advantage. In the last election cycle, we targeted about 50 Democrats, only 1 retired, okay? This cycle, already 5 Democrats have retired, and I'll bet you that gets over 10.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop yelling, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.